Hello, and welcome to episode 57 of the Arena. You may have noticed that this episode has actually over 30 minutes, and that there is no Bandicam up here. That's because this is not recorded by Bandicam, but by OBS, as was at the advice of one of my schoolmates. Turns out OBS is better, so I am using it. Anyway, I have been turned into a stringed instrument, specifically a lyre, and then I've been played. You see, I intended this to be, well, I be ready and go into the dungeon. But I am not ready, and I am not going into the dungeon. Also, I don't have pants. Well, I do have pants, but not leather pants. I should equip a weapon. You see, I have heard that the local lord has a quest for me. So, I am going to ask the lord about the quest. You walk into the Baron's audience chamber, noticing the many fine trappings and traps and furs that decorate the area. So, I have the rent from last time, and here is the Baron. I bid you welcome to town of Eleson Hills. If I could, I would step from my throne myself, but such is not where my duty lies. My coffers are open to you should you accept my plea and escort someone for me. Tell me, do you wish to know more? Yes, I do, Mr. Baron. My heir apparent, Morgana Garfield, has urgent business in Windkeep. Business that demands she be there by Freda's 25th of second seed. If you can make certain she makes it to my representative of at Silver Golem by then, you will be paid 322,560 gold pieces. My council believes the Underking will try to stop my heir apparent because before she makes it to Windkeep, but this may or may not be true. Can I entrust this errand to you? Yes. 322,000? That is a lot of gold. Then you shall be my champion, Mathel. Be careful, young Breton, and good luck. That's a lot of money. I hope I don't die. Anyway, on to the rant. First, Enterprise, dear Doctor. Wait, where was it? That I need to go. I know I'll be able to identify it. It was some kind of keep. Wind keep, yes. And it will take me 14 days there and 14 days back. Hopefully I'll arrive during the day, but unlikely. Of course, it's night. So, is there an inn nearby? Probably somewhere, but I don't know where. Hmm. So, in Dear Doctor, there is obviously the thing where evolution doesn't work that way. It doesn't decide that one species should die and the other live. It merely adapts to circumstances that are present. So, of course, there can be mistakes either because something was useful and isn't anymore, but just random chance. Basically, evolution works on random chance, and those who are lucky will have more children, and thus the lucky genes, or more of genes that happen to be useful, get passed on. That's how evolution works. am going to Silver Golem anyway. But first I want to get a room. Wait, I don't know what time it is. So for 0 hours. So I need to rest for 10 hours. Oh, and orcs are associates of Underking. And there is also no way that frogs could predict what a species will evolve to in thousands of years. So there is that insanity. What? Hey, it's 2 iron golems. Be wag! Okay, so there was that. Oh, and you want, and frogs also wants to let one species to die within centuries, so that their effectively slaves can get evolved within millennia. That is pretty. But there can be, since the species. Stop roaring! Since the species that's effectively slaves is in Stone Age, they could die out from a different natural event before they get evolved to prevent it. Oh, and apparently mortality of the genetic issue. Basically, the whole thing was about a genetic issue. Is 1/3. So logically, people who have it will tend to have fewer children than people who don't have it. Thus, the genetic issue should solve it. The genetic issue should solve itself after some time. Then we have Enterprise Sleeping Dogs, where Hoshi, Paul and Malcolm enter an unknown ship sinking into a Class 9 gas giant. Also, Malcolm happens to be sick, but that is just so he can be weakened and they don't care that if there. Why is there always so much noise? If there was anyone there, he could infect them, and in fact there are Klingons there. Surprisingly, they don't get infected. They still blame Enterprise for poisoning them, even though Enterprise didn't poison them, but they didn't get infected from Malcolm. So what time is it? And that's how. So I need to rest for 3 more hours at least. Good. No more attacks. But there is the first thing, and I was thinking it the moment they decided to help on that ship, and that is they should not have sent the away team there. Instead, they should have pulled the ship out with Enterprise because they have a grappling. But no, they sent a shuttle there. Okay, you may be thinking. Perhaps the Enterprise has less resistance to pressure than a shuttle. But then when the ship sinks too far and a Klingon woman stole the shuttle, they go there to save them with Enterprise rather than sending another shuttle because the ship sank too deep, which means Enterprise has higher pressure capability than the shuttles. So it could totally have pulled the Klingon ship out. Oh, and at one point, the Pole argues that they shouldn't help the Klingons because the Klingons would rather die in battle than to be saved. Except she didn't know that they sank because of a battle. Oh, I am not supposed to go to the palace. My mistake. They weren't. They were sinking because they drank some poisoned wine, which they looted from someone. So I suppose that someone is either immune to that specific poison or intentionally carried poisoned wine. The first one is more likely. Oh, and humans shouldn't and in the end didn't care about it. And the thing is, I read something about salvage law, and there is a thing where it is assumed that a reasonable captain would consent to his ship being saved from a situation where it is necessary. Wait. Who are you? Listen in a Garfield. You You admit to being a thief. Okay. The player can't join the Thieves Guild in this game yet. Well, whatever. Oh, and Enterprise could have pulled the Klingons out and flown away before they woke up, which, well, most of them wouldn't have woken up, but whatever. So, next I have Arrow, Broken Dolls. Good day, I'm glad to see the heir apparent of Baron Andevir has such a professional escort to Windkeep. That's out of gold. Good day to you, 320 baht. The main thing is, I have the money. I have a lot of money. I'll have to travel back. Probably arrive at night again. Lesson Hills and get my stuff. Arrow Broken Dolls. And I am here at night again. At one point, Felicity is surprised that Arrow wants to catch the Dollmaker, a guy who kills and well, mainly just kills women with fair skin by first feeding them molten plastic. Rather than going after a Sonic attacking woman. Felicity herself has fair skin. And the Sonic attacking woman has so far not killed anyone that they know of. So, no, not 8 days. 1 day, 8 gold. So it makes sense to go after that guy first. Oh, and Quentin Lance works together with Arrow to wrap up some lawyer in a way where the lawyer sees them both together. That's stupid from Quentin Lance because he obviously will have trouble for it. And he did. Yeah, obvious. And the doll maker, when force feeding the stuff, just attaches a hose to the victim's mouth, but doesn't stop their nose. They don't have to inhale that stuff, the molten plastic. They could just stop it with their tongue and breathe through their nose. It obviously would badly burn their mouth, but they wouldn't die. And the plastic can't be molten at very high temperatures because it's in plastic tubes. The tubes look like polypropylene or something like that, so not very high temperature resistance. Oh, and Laura at one point claims that Tommy's death at the end of the previous season was all her fault, but that's certainly not the case. It was 10% her fault, 10% Tommy's fault, and 80% the fault of the undertaking. That's my estimate of fault distribution. So yeah, claiming it's all your fault, that's not correct. Oh, I'll sell one of these boots. You see, I'll sell the other boots then. I accidentally put the boots in there for 10 days, even though I intended to return the next day. I ended up returning after 28 days or so, yeah, 29 days actually. But I didn't expect that, so I just bought new boots. Now I'll have to buy a bunch of potions and return there. The magic skill is there. I checked these shops for magical stuff, though I realized just now that stuff in shops sometimes changes. But this shop didn't have anything nice, so let's see if it has anything nice, and if not, I'll assume the shop stuff didn't change. Nothing nice. Yeah. Oh, then we have Enterprise Shadows of Bashan. Shadows of Pajamas. Some guys threaten to kill hostages, and some Vulcan guy says it's illogical for them to kill the hostages because they'd lose bargaining chips. But if you aren't going to bargain for those hostages, then obviously they don't have bargaining chips to begin with, and they have to feed the hostages, so it makes sense to kill them. Yeah. After all, they have the hostages for bargaining, and well, if you don't want to bargain for them, what they are what are they useful for? So, buy potions, heal through 99 for 7600. How much of potions do I have? Various. Also, I want to sell the staff and the dagger. I have enough heresies. I want 19 more heal truths, and 10 more resist fires, 11 more resist shocks. Yeah, I know I have a lot of money, but I want to save up a lot of money too. Ah, I don't want to steal. At least when I try accidentally to steal from this guy, I get a choice of what, and that lets me cancel. In regular shops, I can't. So 10 resist fires, and that's all. Oh, and last thing on the rant, and that wasn't there when I did last episode because I hadn't watched that Enterprise episode yet. And that's the Rogue Planet. Not to be mistaken with the Rouge Planet. Okay, a planet outside of a star system can happen. Or planet-sized road. A planet-sized road that stays hot, well, warm enough because of geothermal energy. Plausible. It somehow supports human-compatible life. Okay, I don't know how it produces oxygen, but there could be some processes. It supports Earth-like green plants. What? Seriously, why would plants on a planet with no star evolve to use visible and infrared light, mostly emitted by stars? Because there can't be that much infrared light in that on that planet, since, well, it's not extremely hot. So why would plants there evolve to use visible and infrared to produce energy? I don't get it. Oh, and Archer sees a half-naked human woman in the jungle on that planet and insists that she was real. Now, it turns out later that she was actually a giant slug. So she at least was physical, even if she wasn't a real human woman. But his insistence that she was real when there couldn't possibly have been a human woman there. And why would there be a half-naked one anyway? Is questionable. Makes him either stupid or insane. Possibly both. So this time I'll try to search here, and I'll prefer not to fall into lava. Ebony short bow and shoot that spider behind the lava. And it's all for the rent. Now some life stuff. Because I live. And planning stuff. Because I need to plan. You see... Ah! Fall into lava and almost die. You see, I may have a job next week. May not, or may. So it's possible that by the time you watch this episode, I have in fact been in work. Well, part-time job, but yeah. So that means I can't record on Fridays anymore because yeah, this is a Thursday episode, but I would work on Fridays too, and well, that cancels this. Thus, I shall record on Sundays. Walk! Resist fire. Resist fires. Where is the other one? There he is. Well, there he is. Also, weird stuff sometimes happens. I saw a hedgehog yesterday who was rather tiny and may or may not have been sick. I didn't touch it, obviously, because I am not going to touch possibly sick animals. That would be kind of stupid. Yeah, that's that. There was something more. Where is the tunnel? Not here. Here it is. Haven't been here. So, yeah. Stuff happens. Weird stuff, normal stuff, useful stuff, strange stuff, stuffy stuff. Ouch! So, I fall in lava and get shocked by a homunculus. Because, yeah, I'm an acrobat. That means I can't control where I jump. Well, I can control it, but less than regular people who aren't acrobats, because I jump too far. What else? Weird stuff. Oh, much, but don't outright remember anymore. Weird stuff. Yeah. Well, if I get the part-time job, I'll be assembling car stuff, car seats mainly. Useful for people who want to sit in cars, which is most people who want to have cars. Or want to ride in cars, even if they don't own them. So just I don't drive, I don't own a car, but I sometimes ride in some cars. Also, what? Oh, right. In fact, I got to the site where we talked about the job in cars. Well, in a car there, in a car back. Oh, and some guy was talking to me about how he thinks that the COVID thing is a government conspiracy, which I don't think would be very clever from the people running the government, as people not working reduces taxes, and wherever they, even if they are corrupt, they need the money to actually mean stuff, because if you have thousands of I mean, let's say millions of gold, it doesn't matter if gold, well, not gold, dollars, let's say. If gold, if dollars are nothing, but also the money they get is from taxation, and if people don't work that much, there you will pay less in taxes. So either way, it's bad for governments when people don't work. Oh, and why would they invent a virus that kills people when most government people are old? That so they certainly wouldn't invent such virus, and they would have no reason to pretend there was one. Yeah, that's kind of that would assume they are stupid, and if they are clever enough to run such ploys, they probably wouldn't be stupid to run them. But that's it for this episode, so goodbye.